I like your take on boobies. And I like boobies.
And welcome to the Turnbuckle podcast with your host, High Gun. So, we had a sneaky wrestling weekend, you know, especially with some football, but we had a wrestling weekend. Since TNA, SmackDown, TNA, with their first pay-per-view of the year, with Hard Justice, Hard to Kill, and it's pretty good. Pretty good weekend. Then we started off with Monday Night Raw, which is a good show. Not a great show, a good show. Had a lot of wrestling. Had a lot of wrestling going on. No CM Punk, which, if I'm not Roman, and I used to not brave back in the day about this. I gotta not Roman. I gotta not CM Punk. I think he got that same schedule, but it's not a not because get what you want. Get what you want. Like he's not getting that. He's not getting that schedule that he had in AEW or AEW didn't cater to him. Not AEW. WWE didn't cater to him like AEW did. Like AEW pretty much just stayed in Chicago half the time. So CM Punk was there half the time because they was in Chicago half the time. So they're not doing that because they travel more and they go places more. So CM Punk, he got dates. He got dates to show up to. This is why I said what I said last week about him. Not about him. It was about him, but it was more about the E. And like not getting more stuff done with him. They could have did some interviews. They could have which I think they did. I think they did an interview. It wasn't an interview. It was like something else. But they could have got their money worth with him last week. They could have interviewed him for other stuff last week. Like did some backstage stuff last week just to show up for this week. So, get your money worth because if he's not showing up every Monday or the next Monday, get what you can out of him that following Monday, so which he'd be on the show next week. Him and Cody. So, but this show wasn't great, wasn't amazing. We got a whole lot of statements, which a lot of women's statements, which is cool. If I knock it for not having enough, and then you give me like 4 statements the next week, somebody listening. So good show. So we started off with Cody and we started off with Cody coming out, and after that Drew came out with him. And then I found out something I didn't know from back in the day, that Drew and Cody used to be tag team champions. Didn't know that. I didn't know that was the thing. So even I can learn something new, because they were the dashing ones back in the day. So I didn't know that. I didn't know that they tagged back in the day. I didn't know they was tag team champions until they brought it up, and then I had to go back and do some research that they were. So they came out and they talked about. Well, not together. They didn't come together. Cody came out, and then Drew interrupted them. So this statement. I mean, it just shows you what I said about him, about Drew and Punk. The same thing goes for Cody and Punk. Cody and Punk, or Cody and Drew. You know, you need to get this Rumble started. Like, you need to make it seem like Drew might win. You need to make it seem like it's not going to be CM Punk winning, or it's not going to be Cody winning. Alright, there has to be another contender there to set it up. Then Drew said something about Damian Priest, and then Damian Priest ran his mouth to Drew. Will set up something next week. They'll fight each other. Well, the main event set it up something with them too, because we'll get to that. But good show, and good statement by them too. Then we got a statement in the back with Damian Priest and R-Truth, which I found out something. I found that the person behind this R-Truth with Judgment Day situation is Damian Priest. Like, Damian Priest set this up. Like, Damian Priest wanted this to happen. This is why it's happening. Because Triple H and somebody else in the back wasn't with this at first. But now that it's working and R-Truth is really doing good with merch sales, like he's number one in merch sales right now. He beat CM Punk in merch sales this week, this month. Which them showing what they showing backstage with him selling merch and getting money and giving Damian Priest a profit off of it is just goose egg. A goose egg of what's happening in real life with R-Truth's merch. Which, good for him. Listen, I'll be the first to tell y'all I wasn't a fan of this shit. I'm still not a fan of it. But I'm happy for R-Truth. Like, I'm happy he didn't get fired. I'm happy it's working for him. People love him. I'm happy that merch sales are going out off the roof for him. That's great for him. And I always said there was a place for it for him, just not with Judgment Day. But it's working. So we'll see what happens. But that led up to the matches they had later on. Then we let off with Judgment Day with Dom and JD versus DUI, which they're slowly pushing DUI and making them credible for the tag team championship, making them credible and making them work for it, and not just throwing them out there. So that's a good thing. So they had a match, and I think this match had like 25 minutes because they got 2 commercial breaks back to back. So I'm pretty sure this got like 25 minutes, and it was a real back and forth good match. I wouldn't say the best match of the night. It was the best. It was the best match of the night. So it was a good match. It was a real good match. So after that, the right team won. Like, you have to build up credible tag teams now, and they are. They are building up credible tag teams now that can actually do something. So it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing for them winning. It's not a bad, look, Dom and JD are not gonna shock the world, or and they're not gonna shock the world. All right, as a tag team. All right. So they got a job. You know, if you ain't Damian Priest or Finn or Rhea, you're not gonna. I mean, as much as I like Dom and I like JD, they just setting up people. You know, they just setting up people for um, later on. You know, they just setting up people to get past other people. You know, and set up. They are the setup guys. That's what I'm gonna say. They are the setup guys for. They are the setup guys for Finn and Damian Priest. And Damian Priest are the champions. You know, so you know, DIY should have won. DIY DIY should have won because the fact that eventually they are going to take the tag team titles. In my opinion, I think they're the next tag team champions. All right, so you got to build them up. You can't just throw them in there and have them beat Finn and Damian Priest, and the fan base ain't ready for that, or the fan base don't know who uh, DIY is, you know. So good win, good win. Then we got Gunther. He came out with Kaiser, and Gunther came out, and he gave Kaiser props. He gave Kaiser, and he said that Kaiser had showed a killer instinct. Showed a mean side to him, a killer side to him, you know. Then Xavier Ward came out, which cool. He's back because he was hurt. So he came out and he challenged Kaiser to a match, which they had like a good 10-15 minute match with a commercial, and it was okay. It was just leading up to, like, even though Kaiser lost, Kaiser still got the upper hand at the end. You know, Kaiser. It was to build up Kaiser more and more and more, and so that he's credible as a wrestler. You know, and he ran off. Well, they fought. Him and Woods fought again. No, you know what? Kaiser won because Woods got DQ'd. I just remember that he got DQ'd. Because he was outside the ring, which this should have happened with the Kofi and Kaiser match last week. This should have happened. Alright, but you know, usually for this finish, Kofi grabbed the chair and he hit Kaiser on the back with it, and then it caused a DQ. And then they fought in the back. They fought in the back, and Kaiser ran off. Xavier Woods came. Xavier Woods was in the back doing the interview, which more blood. So Xavier Woods had his mouth bust open, so it's more blood. So he was in the back, and Kaiser jumped him in the back and took him out. And then Jay said, "Made the save." Because we know who's going for the IC title next. It's not Kofi. It's not Kofi. It's not Xavier Woods. It's Jay. Because Jay got involved. Jay didn't even have a match on the show, but he was in the back again. He didn't have a match last week either. You know, so we know who's next in line. It's Jay. So then we got a backstage video promo from Bronson Reed, and Bronson Reed said somebody there's a champ that should get ready for him. So are we talking about who are we talking about? Are we talking about Gunther, which he already had a match with, or are we talking about Seth? what you can do, what you can do at the chamber, because the chamber needs a guy. You know, and he's from Australia, and the chamber's gonna be in Australia, so that can happen. Now, the only difference is you gotta hope that Seth is healthy enough to do it, because he got hurt last night. Which, I was worried about this. I was worried about it, like this how the month people getting hurt. Cause Corey Jade, she got hurt. She tore her ACL, so she's gone. And I had a real good feeling she was gonna be the next NXT champion. She got hurt. They had a house show down here on Friday, and she got hurt. So, yeah. So then you had one of the women's statement. You had who was it? DIY's of the women, female version. You had them against Piper and Chelsea Green. Right team won, because they had a lot of tag team matches, or women tag team matches. So if I forget some of them, sorry y'all. But they had like 4 or 5 women's statements in the show. You had Becky and Rhea do a promo, which was good for them to do a promo, because they needed to do a promo. And Rhea told her that she wants her to win the Rumble, because she wants to fight her. So there was that. And that wasn't a bad statement. It was a good thing. I like the Nia Jax statement better than this statement. But this is what's gonna happen though. Alright, like this is gonna happen, because but here's the thing. Becky doesn't need to win the Rumble for this to happen. Right? It's like the CM Punk situation. Punk does not need to win the Rumble for this to happen. They're already on Raw. They can just challenge or win the number one contender shot. Win the number one contender shot to face them on Raw. No, not on Raw, but like they're on Raw. They can make that happen there. They don't need to really win the Rumble to do that. Especially if their goal is to fight a Raw champion. Like Cody has to win to get to SmackDown. Bayley has to win to get to Raw. So like this don't like it doesn't need to happen. Like Nia Jax doesn't need to win the Rumble either to get what she wants, because she already said she wants to fight Rhea. So like. This is why the brand spread hurts, kind of, because of the fact that these statements on who they want to fight, if it ain't somebody from SmackDown, or if it ain't somebody from Raw, calling somebody from SmackDown, these statements don't need to happen then. But good statement. Good tag team match. At like 8 minutes. The right team won. The other women's tag team match with the other women's tag team match was good too. Alright, Nadi lost that tag team match, which she should have. She should take the loss. Alright, so but good statements from the women's. You got 2 tag team matches. You got some promos for. You got backstage promos, and they led into a match, and then you got another promo. Like a lot of promo stuff. So that was good, because I'm pretty sure next week the men are gonna dominate the promos over the women. That's why they got all this stuff out the way this week. What wasn't bad. They just set up some stuff for next week too. So that was good. Then you got Tozawa versus Idol, and I thought Tozawa was gonna lose again, but he didn't. He won. Now it took some interference, but and it set up some other stuff for next week. But um, Tozawa won. A win's a win, regardless of how it happened. A win's a win. Saying that, it set up some stuff for next week. Because after that, Ivory and his wife ran shop. I mean, literally ran shop. He took out Tozawa and his manager. What's the name? His manager, Dujak. Took her out, and it led to setting up some stuff next week. So then we had CM Punk called out Cody on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. Alright. He called out Cody on Twitter and said, "I see you next week." So that's setting up a statement next week already. Then we got the main event. The main event was pretty good. Like we knew who was gonna win, but still, like Jinder Mahal showed up, and it made you think he was gonna win because even this tag team people came out and helped him, and Seth was by himself. Damian Priest came out and made you think he was gonna cash in, and then Drew came out, and then we finally got a fight that we wanted. I wanted to see. I wanted to see Damian Priest punch Drew in his shit. Alright, I wanted to see Damian Priest punch Drew in his shit, and that's what happened. And they fought all the way into the back. So that's setting up a match next week with them two, which I'm ready for that match. Alright, I wish that shit would have happened this week. Alright, but I'm ready for that match. So it sets up a match. Seth won, but he got banged up, and he had a limp. He did a promo after his match. The match got like 20-25 minutes. Good match. Wasn't the best match. The tag team match was the best match with Finn. No, not with Finn. Which I got to get into that too. Tag team match with DIY and Dom and JD was the best match of the night. Yeah. So I forgot a match. The match with Miz and R-Truth versus Finn and Damian Priest. They won. The tag team champs won. I don't like when champs lose. So, I don't like when they lose, and the only time I would like a champ to lose is if it's setting up another match. If it's setting up for them challenging for the belt, then I'm okay with it. But the Miz and R-Truth are not doing that right now. So they shouldn't beat Finn and Damian Priest if that's not what's gonna happen. So but I see them getting the match eventually. But that match got like 10 minutes. It did its cause. R-Truth took the pin. But it was a good match. But back to the main event. So Seth got banged up. The right person won though. Seth should have won. Right, like regardless of who wants Seth to lose the belt, he shouldn't lose it on TV. He shouldn't lose it to Jinder Mahal either. Regardless of what numbers he's doing on YouTube and on TV and stuff, he shouldn't lose it to Ginger Mahal. Alright, not on TV, at least. You know, but Punk got hurt. So that's a problem in itself. CM Punk got hurt, and that's CM Punk. Seth got hurt. So this leads into a problem. Like Seth got hurt, so this leads into a big problem later on down the line. Because now we don't know if he's healthy enough. Now we don't know if they got to make an adjustment to his schedule or him being champ. So they may have to use the Damian Priest cash in sooner than later. You know? So hopefully, Seth is okay. Hopefully he's okay. Well, like I said, this was a good show. This was a good show. It wasn't great. It wasn't the best show. It let some savings from that for next week, like it should. To that show is a go home show. It should do numbers too, because there's no football to get in the way of it next week. It's just wrestling. So they don't have to worry about football next week getting in the way, because all the playoff games are next week, all on the weekend. Hopefully, with no weather. So, the weather made some stuff happen. Even with the weather made some stuff happen. Even with DUI, because they had to travel, they had to drive, and they had to cancel flights because of the weather and these storms happening and stuff. So that stuff happened, and they still had to wrestle a 25-minute match. So they must be tired. But good match still. Like I said, match of the night. I want to say this had like a 7.5. 7.5. So I'm not ending the show right now. I'm not. Cause I still got some time. So I'm in this with some TNA talk. TNA had a good pay-per-view, and they sold out the place too. Moose won. The show. I mean, the world title from Alex Shelley. Saban won. Happy about that. The ABC tag team, they won. Tommy Dreamer lost that digital title. He lost that to who did he lose it to? I forgot who he lost it to. But Trinity, Naomi, she lost to Jordan Grace, which, so I thought she lost because she was on her WWE, but from what I was told, or what I've seen, her dates are not finished yet, so she might not be in the Rumble. Her dates are not finished yet. Bailey and Sasha was there, and they took pictures with everybody in TNA. But they was there to watch Naomi wrestle. Naomi, Trinity, same person. But so they was there for that. So TNA had a good show. Ziggler showed up too. Ziggler showed up, and he's with TNA. So he's doing stuff with New Japan too, but his home base is TNA. I hope he does good. I don't know. I don't want him to be champion right away, because Trinity wasn't champion right away. So hopefully it leads to him being champion, because he deserves to be champion somewhere. And hopefully he get a good run in TNA. Hopefully he gets a good run, and he show people what people have been missing. Because I've always been a fan of Ziggler. So I hope he does good in TNA. Really do. Ali showed up in New Japan, which happy for him, and he's been making good money in the Indies. So happy for him. He's the one guy I don't think is ever gonna come back to WWE. I can see Ziggler coming back to WWE after this TNA run. I really can. I can see other people coming back because they got that itch. Ali, I can't see him coming back because I don't think he ever. I don't think he's ever gonna hit that itch to come back and show people that they was wrong about him. Especially that he's doing this stuff now. Like I can see him in AEW. Hope he don't go to AEW. But it's good to see him though. It's good to see that some of these wrestlers landed on their feet. Still waiting for certain people. But you know, it's good to see Mac out there, Ziggler out there, Trinity. You know, it's good to see these wrestlers fall on their feet and they're doing good for themselves. Ali, all of them. You know, so I'm happy about that. So, you know, like I said, a good wrestling weekend. It really was, and I watched a lot of it. I watched the TNA pay per view. I watched everything. Like I even watched some of the New Japan stuff. So you know, it was good. So, like I said, 7.5 for the show. 8.5 for TNA because that was a good show. So, alright, make sure y'all watch EFBC. Make sure y'all watch wrestling. Make sure y'all watch stuff on the channel for New Breed. Make sure y'all watch New Breed. We got some new stuff coming up pretty soon. This is the High Gun. God bless. I'm out.